So we are looking at problem 1 of section 3.9 on web work. Okay, so this is on antiderivatives. Find an antiderivative capital F of x of little f of x, which is 5x minus root x. Notice the function derivative is denoted by little f, antiderivative by capital F, you see. So antiderivative is capital F of x. So this question has powers of x. Let us address that. Derivative of x to the power n is n x to the power n minus 1. Notice what it is doing. N is being multiplied and power reduces by 1. Whereas antiderivative, instead of multiplying, you are dividing. Dividing by what? Increase the power of n and divide by the new power. Okay, and don't forget, general antiderivative gets a plus c. Okay, now our question is 5x minus square root x. That's your function. Rewrite it as 5x minus x to the power half. Okay, now when I take the antiderivative, my little fx changes to capital Fx. So 5 comes down as it is. X becomes x squared, that is power increases by 1 and the new power goes down. Okay, likewise minus continues to be minus. X to the power half is increased by 1 and the new power goes down, half plus 1. Okay, half plus 1 is 3 halves. So x to the power 3 halves over 3 halves. Here, what did I do here? 5 is nothing but 5 over 1. So 5 multiplies x squared, 1 multiplies 2 to give you 5x squared over 2, right? Lastly, division by a fraction is multiplication by its reciprocal. What is this, guys? Reciprocal, 2/3. So 2 multiplies x to the power 3 halves down there and thirds remains downs. Okay, notice antiderivative, the general one contains plus c, but the question is asking for an antiderivative. It's not asking for a general one. So I wrote it to let you know you must always remember to add a constant when you look for antiderivative, unless mentioned otherwise. Okay, so right now I will not add a plus c. How do I input this into my web work, right? So the first piece is a fraction, so I will write it something over something. Well, the denominator is easy, so I will put in a 2 there, and numerator is 5x to the power 2. Okay, so that was good. Oops. Now minus, I have another fraction, so something over something. The denominator is easy, so I'll put in a 3 inside, and numerator is 2 times, whoops, I forgot to put a times here. It doesn't matter, but it's safer to put. So where was I? The second one, right? 2x to the power 3 halves. So 2 times x to the power. Power is written in a hat, and because 3 halves is a fraction, I'll put that fraction in parentheses. Okay, 3 over 2. So that is my answer. Submit. It is equivalent to the one I did. Okay, so that's good. Next problem. Okay, t to the power 6 minus t squared over 2 minus t. I want to find the antiderivative. They are saying an antiderivative, which means again I don't need a constant. So if when I take antiderivative of t to the power 6, I'm going to increase the power and divide by the new power. All right. Likewise, minus Denominator 2 is denominator 2. Increase the power by 1 and divide by the new power. Don't forget that, right? So there is a 2 here, so that continues. Minus this increased power by 1 and divide by the new power. All right, plus a constant in the general case. They have not asked for a general antiderivative. They have said find an antiderivative. So I'll get rid of that. Okay, so what is 2 times 3? I'll fix that. It is a 6. All right, so we need to write, these are all fractions. So I will write them like so, all right? Parenthesis over parenthesis minus, what is that dot? Minus parenthesis over parenthesis minus parenthesis over parenthesis, because I have 3 terms. Okay, the first one is t to the power 7 over 7. Inside the parenthesis, t to the power 7 over 7. The second one is t to the power 3 over 6 minus t to the power 2 over 2. Submit answer. That's correct. Good. Next one. Okay. These are going a bit fast because they are trivial. We are given second derivative to be 9x minus 9x squared. Find the most general formula for first derivative. Well, if this is second derivative, first derivative is one derivative less. That is, you need to take antiderivative. So 9x plus 9x squared, correct? Its antiderivative is one derivative. So x has power 1. Increase power by 1 and divide by the new power. Likewise, this has power 2. Increase power by 1 and divide by the new power. Okay, 9 continue. And because I'm looking for the most general formula, I'm using constant C. As they say, use an uppercase capital C. Just simplify this. 3 goes in 9 3 times. Everything else is the same. 3 goes in 9 3 times. Okay, so that was first derivative. Okay, so let's write that down. It is first a fraction, then plus 3x to the power 3 plus capital C. So the fraction is 9x to the power 2 over power 2. All right. Now, what about going back to f itself? Let's see. So this is derivative. How do I get f? I get by antiderivative. So 9 over 2, 9 over 2. X to the power 2, increase the power by 1, divide by the new power. Here, 3 continues to be 3. What about x to the power 3? Increase the power by 1 and divide by the new power. What about constant? Well, this is constant is c x to the power 0 if you like. So c continues to be c. Increase the power of 0 by 1 and divide by 1. So x to the 0 fetches me upon antiderivative x. And plus d for the most general antiderivative. The only thing I see here that can be improved is this 3 divides that 9. So let me write that. So 3 cancels, reduces 9 into 3. All right. So this is my final answer. Let me write that down. I have a fraction for the first term plus a fraction for the second term plus cx plus d. Okay, so what is the first term? 3x to the power 3 over 2. What's the second term? 3x to the power 4 over 4. All right, submit, you're done. I'll stop here because the video might be going too long. Until then, okay.